Job seekers, let's talk about what you need to stop doing during that interview process. So, the first thing I want to talk about is the references on your resume. I understand some people want to put them there, but I suggest you don't do that. Those references are they are very precious. You should curate them. And what I mean by that is you want to call each and every one of those references for specific jobs. Because what you want to avoid is that the hiring manager just picks up the phone and calls your reference. You want to let your reference know I'm going in for this job interview. This person is going to call you. This is the job, so that they are prepared for it. As opposed to getting a phone call out of the blue, you haven't let them know that you've put their name forward. It's on your resume, so anybody could call that. These are very precious, and you may need to use them more than once. So you don't want to burn that reference. Take it off the resume. Second thing, winging it. Lots of people with great personalities, they think they can wing the interview. I just spoke to a candidate this week who went in for a first interview that was an hour and a half long. The VP HR took him through his resume for an hour and a half and talked about him. He had to talk about himself for an hour and a half. He had a chance to ask questions, but she was doing a deep dive in preparation for recommending him to be seen by the president. So, in an hour and a half, you need to be prepared to talk about wins, losses, accomplishments. What did you learn? What do you know about the organization? You can't wing it. If I could tell you again, that's the number one complaint that clients say, that the candidates come in unprepared. So don't be that person. Third thing I see people going in, don't do, is going in for the kill. What do I mean by that? They're talking about money too soon, vacation, benefits, all those things way too soon. I get it. It is very important. But you've got to learn to read body language, understand when you're at that point of the interview and when it's appropriate to bring that up, because some hiring managers would say that if it's brought up too soon, the candidate's looking in out for themselves only and not have not really proven that they can be a benefit to the organization. So be careful on how and when to bring that up. The other thing is not preparing your questions at the end. You know you're going to get questions, and the kinds of questions you should ask are the kinds of questions where you will not find the answer on the internet, where you want to talk about management, you're going to talk about culture, you're going to talk about how will I be evaluated, how long does it take to get ramped up, where do I see the potential challenges, something about the job that you're going to learn that's not on the job description. And the last thing is don't assume. If you have a question, they've told you something you don't understand, do not be shy to ask for clarification. Don't leave the interview with a question mark. You gotta not assume. You have to ask the questions. The same thing. So the asking of the questions and not assuming go hand in hand. Hope these tips help. I'm Dawn Williams. I can reach on LinkedIn and on Twitter. Happy selling.